The old woman lies barely conscious. The faint glow from a broken street lamp spills through the shattered window, illuminating her battered face. Jalen 15 kneels beside her, wiping blood from her forehead with his torn sleeve. Jalen, you're safe now, okay? Don't worry, I'll call someone. An ambulance or the police. Suddenly her cold, wrinkled hand clamps down on his wrist, her grip impossibly strong. Old woman, a low, raspy voice, no police. Ever? Jalen, lady, you're bleeding bad. OLD woman interrupts, eyes flickering open. Do you know who I am, boy? Jalen, look. I don't care who you are. You need help. She slowly lifts her head, her sharp, ice, gold-blue eyes locking onto his. Despite her bloodied face and fragile frame, her gaze is terrifying. Old woman, name's Margaret Blythe. Maybe you've heard it. Maybe you haven't. Either way, I own this city. Jalen, confused, where I own this city. Lady, you're crazy. Margaret lets out a dry, humorless chuckle. Margaret, I built the towers you see from your filthy street corner. The judges in courtrooms, they eat from my hand. Cops, bought. Reporters, mine. Every man you meet is either afraid of me or working for me. Jalen's stomach knots. He stares at her fine diamond, necklace, antique cane, and silk coat soaked in blood. Jalen whispers to himself, who did I just save? Suddenly, her expression turns deadly serious. Margaret, they sent those men to kill me tonight, not random thugs, professional cleaners, because I know things, boy, things people would murder to bury. She reaches into her coat pocket and pulls out a thick, blood-stained leather pouch. Inside, a bundle of old photographs, documents with official seals, and a flash drive. She holds it out to him. Margaret, can't this is worth more than your miserable life. It has secrets, names, deals, murders, blood money, and now you're a part of it. Jalen, shaking his head, no. No way. I don't want this. Margaret grabs his collar, yanking him closer. Margaret whispering coldly, too late. Boy, you saved me, now you're in my game, and you better decide fast. 'Cause the people after me won't stop at me. They'll hunt down anyone who even looked my way tonight, starting with you. Jalen's face turns pale. The world feels like it's closing in. His heart pounds. Suddenly the sound of footsteps. Both of them freeze. A shadow looms at the broken doorway. Voice O. S. Well, well, well. What a touching little scene. A tall man in a black coat steps into the light. Coleman 40's cold eyes a cruel grin. Margaret's face drops. Margaret whispers, Coleman, you filthy traitor. Coleman mocking, you didn't really think you'd crawl away from this, did you, old woman? He raises a silenced pistol. Coleman can't, and you, kid, should have kept walking. Jalen's eyes dart around for anything a weapon, an escape, anything. Jalen stares at the silenced pistol pointed at his chest. His breath comes in sharp, panicked gasps. Coleman 40's tall, lean, dressed like a vulture in a designer black coat, grins like a predator savoring the moment. Coleman, what a shame, kid. Wrong place, wrong time. Margaret Blythe 70's slumped against the wall, her bloodied face tight with hatred. Margaret, coward, you wouldn't have dared face me in my prime. A Coleman mocking, lucky for me you're just a half. Dead bag of bones now. Jalen to Margaret, you said the cops worked for you, can't you call anyone? Margaret, at this hour, they'll be the ones cleaning up your body, boy. Coleman steps closer, gun aimed at Margaret's head. Coleman, say good night, old witch. In a flash, Jalen hurls a rusted metal pipe across the room. It slams against a stack of crates, knocking them down with a crash. Coleman flinches. Jalen yells, run. He lunges at Coleman, tackling him to the ground. The silenced pistol skitters away. They struggle. Coleman slams a fist into Jalen's face. Blood spurts from the boy's lip. Coleman growls, stupid kid. But Jalen fights like a cornered animal. He grabs a splintered plank and drives it into Coleman's shoulder. Coleman ARG. Margaret drags herself toward the fallen pistol, pain contorting her face. She reaches out, inches away. Coleman overpowers Jalen, pinning him down, one hand around the boy's throat. Coleman coldly, you die first. A gunshot. Blood splatters the wall. Coleman's eyes widen in shock. He slumps over, dead. Jalen coughs, gasping for air. He looks up. Margaret holds the smoking pistol, her face unreadable. Margaret to Jalen, you fight well, boy. Better than most men I've paid. Jalen backs away, staring at her. Jalen, you were gonna let me die? Margaret coldly, I needed to see what you're made of. She holsters the gun, wincing from her wounds. Margaret, can't you past? Jalen, past what? What kind of sick game is this? Suddenly a low, mechanical whir. A security drone hovers outside the window, camera lens blinking red. Margaret hissing, damn it, they found us. She tosses the blood-stained pouch of secrets to Jalen. Margaret can't listen. Boy, you've two choices. Take that and disappear, or stay here and die. Jalen shaking, why me? Why not one of your rich goons? She leans in, whispers one chilling line into his ear. Margaret whisper, because you're poor, invisible, and no one will suspect you. That makes you the perfect weapon. Jalen's eyes well up. A mix of fear, fury, and something darker stirring inside. Sirens wail in the distance. The night closes in. Jalen sprints through rain, soaked streets, clutching the blood-stained pouch tight against his chest. His face battered, eyes wild. Behind him, black SUV screech around the corner. Headlights slice through the darkness. Margaret's voice echoes in his head, because you're invisible, and no one will suspect you. Jalen to himself, breathless, she set me up. She freaking set me up. He ducks into a crumbling alley, heart pounding. His cheap sneakers splash through puddles. Suddenly a hand yanks him into a doorway. Jalen, startled, struggling, let me go. It's a woman, early 30s. Ragged clothes, fierce eyes, name, Lena. Lena whispering harshly, you got the pouch. Jalen confused, who the hell are you? Lena, answer me, kid. Did she give you a leather pouch? Jalen hesitates, then nods. Lena can't, tense, good. Hand it over, now. She pulls a switchblade, eyes darting down the alley. Jalen defiant, I don't even know you. Lena gritting her teeth, you think those cars are after you because they care. They're not Margaret's men. They're worse. Jalen, why should I trust you? Lena flatly, because if you don't, you'll be dead in 2 minutes. A bullet smashes into the wall inches from them. Jalen, startled, yell go. They bolt together, rain pouring, tires screeching, gunfire echoing through the night. Abandoned train station night, they hide behind a rusted column. Jalen finally opens the pouch. Inside, photos of powerful men shaking hands with known criminals, bank records, documents marked classified, and one USB drive labeled Project Eclipse. Lena, why? Died she actually gave it to you? That crazy old witch. Jalen panting, what's Project Eclipse? Lena, proof. A list of every corrupt cop, judge, politician, and business mogul in the city, and the names of the people they buried to stay rich. Jalen's stomach turns. Then tucked in the pouch, a faded photograph. Jalen pulls it out. It's an old picture of a young woman holding a baby, his mother, and standing beside her, smiling, is Margaret Blythe. Jalen whispers in shock, that's my mom. Lena, eyes narrowing, you never knew, did you, kid? You're not a nobody. Margaret wasn't saving her secrets with you because you're invisible. Jalen, what are you saying? Lena whispering coldly, I'm saying you're her grandson. A beat. The world stops. Jalen's blood runs cold. Lena can't, and the only heir to everything she built, and everything people want to burn down. Jalen drops the pouch in shock. A flickering bulb casts long, broken shadows. Jalen stares at the old photograph and is trembling, hands his mother smiling, a young Margaret Blythe by her side. Lena paces restlessly. She loads a pistol, eyes sharp. Jalen hoarse whisper, you knew. You knew she was my grandmother. Lena coldly, yeah, and I didn't tell you because you would have run. And we need you, Jalen. You're the only one who can finish this. Jalen angry, finish what? This whole city is run by killers like her. Lena leaning in, and you've got their entire empire in your hands. You can either burn it down or become her. A long silence. Suddenly, the safehouse door explodes open. 4 masked mercenaries burst in, automatic weapons drawn. Mercenary yells, "Nobody move." Jalen dives behind an overturned table as bullets rip through the walls. Lena fires back, dropping one of them. Lena yelling, "Take the drive and go. Head for the west tunnel." Jalen shouting, "Not without you." Lena grimly, "You owe me nothing, kid." "But you owe your mother a hell of a lot. She died trying to stop Margaret." Jalen's face contorts in shock. Jalen stammering, "What? She said it was an accident." Lena spits blood, "Shot in the side, that's what she wanted you to believe. Margaret had her killed when she tried to expose her." Boom, a grenade lands nearby. Jalen grabs the drive and sprints out through a shattered window. Next, subway tunnel night, Jalen runs through the darkness, heart pounding, the USB drive clenched in his fist. Behind him, gunfire echoes. Lena's screams fade. Up ahead, a silhouette. Margaret Blythe, standing calmly under a lone street lamp. Elegant, ruthless, untouchable, Margaret smiling faintly, "Bravo, my dear boy." Jalen furious, "You lied about everything." Margaret softly, "I did what I had to. This world isn't made for the kind-hearted. Your mother learned that too late." Jalen voice breaking, "You killed her." Margaret steps forward, no fear in her eyes. Margaret coldly, "She was weak. And weakness, Jalen, is a disease. But you've proven yourself tonight. You survived, you bled, you fought, just like me." She opens her arms. Margaret, "Can't take your place beside me. Forget the past. I'll give you power you've never dreamed of." A long pause. Jalen's breathing heavy, hand trembling over the trigger of Lena's pistol. Jalen quietly, "No. I'd rather die than become you." In one swift motion, he raises the gun. Next, subway tunnel night, Jalen stands frozen. Smoke rising from the barrel of the pistol in his trembling hand. Across from him, Margaret Bealty staggers back, a crimson stain blooming on her expensive silk blouse. She stares at him shocked, but smiling. Margaret weak, coughing blood, "That's my boy." She collapses to her knees. Jalen approaches, heart pounding, tears mixing with rain. Margaret whispering, "You've finally learned. Only the ruthless survive." She reaches into her coat, pulls out a small, blood-stained locket, hands it to Jalen, Jalen whispering, "What is this?" Inside, a photo of his mother as a child and a tiny note. "Forgive me, son. I tried to leave this world for you. I love you always, Mom." Jalen's face crumbles. Suddenly, footsteps behind him. He spins around. It's Lena, bleeding, barely alive, but holding a detonator. Lena, grim smile, "Told you I wouldn't die that easy." Jalen shocked, "Lena, what are you?" Lena gritting her teeth, "This whole tunnel's rigged, and every man Margaret ever paid to silence us is down here." From the shadows, the masked mercenaries' bodies are revealed, all wired with explosives. Lena can't time to burn the whole rotten empire down. She tosses the detonator to Jalen. Lena softly, "You choose, kid, walk away, or finish what your mother started." A long, heavy pause, rain pouring. Jalen looks down at Margaret's lifeless body, then at the detonator in his palm. Jalen whispering, "No more monsters." He presses the button. A blinding white flash consumes the tunnel, fire roaring like a demon unleashed. Fade to black. Ext. City skyline, dawn, morning sun rises. Sirens wail in the distance. The old power structure lies in ashes. Jalen walks alone down an empty street, his mother's locket around his neck. A new storm in his eyes, a voiceover, Jalen's voice, Jalen V. "Oh, they tried to bury us, thought we were invisible, but they forgot even shadows rise when the fire gets bright enough." He vanishes into the city. The end.